I wasn't really sure how to approach this video, how to approach the PUBG community, and it is a large one, right? Anytime you're dealing with a community like PUBG, you're going to deal with a lot of crazy fans, a lot of people that no matter what you say are going to continue playing the game, they're going to continue defending the game, being in denial, thinking that there's nothing wrong with the game, telling all of their friends and others that they play with that they're crazy, this game is perfect. Doesn't matter what you say, you'll get the usual, replies, responses, comebacks, get good, son, you're just terrible at the game. Maybe it's just because you suck at this game, and that's exactly the kind of thing that I'm going to try and avoid in this video. In late 2017, we received the 1.0 update for PUBG, bringing it out of early access. Keep that in mind, bringing it out of early access. Anyone still playing this game, especially if you're playing the PC version, you know, and some of us can't admit it to ourselves, even if we like the game, that it doesn't feel like, at best, and if I want to be nice, this feels like a late alpha build, maybe about to go into a beta build, if I'm being nice. But if I'm not being nice, it just feels like alpha. It feels really alpha at times. This is not a complete polished experience. 1.0, come on, seriously. Bluehole, PUBG Corp, whatever they're calling themselves at this point. Keep in mind that people pay money for this game. This is not a situation like Fortnite or, Dota 2, League of Legends, where the game is free. Not only is it not free, but it just seems like they continue to get worse and worse with their other business practices and microtransactions with the cosmetics and different costumes, aesthetically, what they consider aesthetically pleasing things in the game. The stuff that you can buy for, like the clothing and stuff that you can buy for your character, is just not all that well made either. Like it may even be worse than the actual game, like the actual playing of the game. It's just not very detailed. I think a lot of that stuff is half-assed and it looks pretty ugly for the most part. And people pay like hundreds of dollars for some of these very, very ugly items. I think it's crazy. And if you're looking at the title, you're thinking, this guy gonna quit PUBG? Really? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, really. I'm going to quit the game, at the very least, it's getting another break. I took like a 5-6 month break from the game back in November, December, whatever that was, and then I didn't play it until I think April or May, something like that. So I took a good long break from the game, hoping that things would improve by the time I came back. I didn't really want to read too much, news or about the improvements or some of the disadvantages and, just nerfing of guns and things. I don't want to read too much about that stuff. I wanted it to feel in some ways kind of new. And I gotta say, after about a month and a half, 2 months of playing this game, it's still very disappointing. And in some ways, you might argue, I know I would, that it's even worse. The hacking, the cheating is through the roof. It is at an all-time high. I don't think that they really know how to stop this. I think they're on record admitting that they'll never be able to fully stop cheating in the game, but this game in particular, I think, is one of the worst offenders. And keep in mind that this is all they have. This is all PUBG Corp, Bluehole. This is all they have. So they have nothing really to fall back on if PUBG were to suddenly become irrelevant or just really small in the grand scheme of a lot of the other battle royale games, competitive games, or just being a big deal on Twitch. They don't have anything. They don't have anything else. This is all they have. So you would think, being that this is the bread and butter, right? This is absolutely the bread and butter, that they would be making the best effort possible to make the best game possible. And I think a friend of mine actually said it best, that what they should have done is make this game about as perfect as you could possibly ask for an online battle royale, competitive at times type of experience on the original map. Start there, right? Maybe have some guys brainstorming some ideas about the other maps, but don't actually start putting effort into developing those maps until you get the game running about as perfectly as possible, looking as the best that it possibly can for this engine, for the resources that you have available to you, which is now a lot because they've made a ton of money from this game. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take for me to want to come back and play this game in a big way, but probably more talented developers brought into their company to help make this game what it should be, which is a polished experience and a great experience for those that spend money on it. I mean, there is any number of videos, tons and tons of videos that you can go and watch on YouTube. A lot of it's funny, right? A lot of it's pretty entertaining because people are raging at this game, and I can understand the frustration. I can. It is funny, it is entertaining, but you know, to see them rage, I feel like that at times. Like I feel their anger, I feel their frustration, and it's you know, there's like I said, there's videos out there, you know, why PUBG players are currently frustrated with the state of the game in 2018, you know, titles like that. I'm sure you can find those videos, and what you're seeing in those videos, either from the top Twitch streamers or the top YouTube players, whatever it is, like that's what's happening. Like that's what we're experiencing in this game, and it's unacceptable. And the way this game still looks is unacceptable. Like why haven't the visuals improved in any significant way? That's something, and I hate to make the comparison because I don't really play the game, but that's something I can say for Fortnite is out of the gate it had a more appealing art style. I think for the masses anyway, it has a more appealing art style, and that's probably why at this point more people play it, and it is the bigger game. It is the bigger deal. It's just it's more relevant at this point, and I can't see that changing anytime soon. I honestly feel I didn't want to see it, right? But I honestly feel in about 5 or 6 months, if this continues, if things don't change, and not just change a little bit, but change in a very big noticeable way, even for those that don't really play PUBG, if they can't see it as well, if things don't change, this game, it will die. If it's, I mean, some are making the claim that it's dying already, slowly but surely, and I have seen the numbers. You could argue that it's dying in comparison to where it was, you know, some months ago or this time last year, I guess, sure, but I mean, it's still like a top 3 played game on Steam, so that in itself is a huge deal. But if someone else comes along, if like the Call of Duty, you know, Battle Royale is really good, or the Battlefield is really good from EA, or both of those, or the Red Dead Redemption 2 ends up being, you know, like they're gonna put money and resources, and it seems like to me they probably have more talent to do so, to make a better game, to make a more appealing game, a more polished experience overall. If those games take off and do well, PUBG is definitely done. The combination of that, along with the already existing success of Fortnite, it's not going to end well for this company or this game. But I mean, they're already rich, right? I mean, I guess they got everyone's money, so who cares? But it doesn't feel like they're pouring a lot of those resources into, you know, back into making this one of the best experiences, one of the best looking, one of the best, you know, most polished. Again, you know, that's what my friend said is probably what they should have done. You know, just focused on one map for now, making everything run better, look better, you know, trying to make guns and everything is balanced as they possibly could. And with the continued buffing and nerfing, some people might argue even that continues to get worse. It's a mess, and right now I'm just not gonna play. So I probably will pick PUBG back up again around, it depends on what's out and what I'm really interested in terms of other games, but I might start playing again in November, December, something like that, see where it's at. But I can't see this getting any better. If they haven't really put much effort in up to this point, why the hell should I think that things will change, you know, half a year from now? I mean, just being honest about it, I'm trying to be fair, I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can, and I'm coming at this from a fan standpoint because I do like the game. This game can be a ton of fun at times, but when it screws you really good, and you just gotta take it. You gotta bend over and take it and love that shit, Lexington Steel style. And that's just the facts. And they're not doing anything to make it less frustrating at the moment. So until they do that, I'm just done with the game. You guys take care. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. And even if you don't agree with this video, hey man, I appreciate that too. You guys take care. Have a good night. Peace.